Yeah, sorry about that, folks. A little hard to see in this bright sunlight, and I accidentally touched the wrong button. I meant to hit the sound, but that's okay. We're back. So bright I can't see the screen. Nice crowd has been gathering. I don't know if there's any speakers or if there's anything that's like organized that's supposed to be going on. Didn't really say too much on the Facebook page or the website. So we'll just be a nice little passive spectator and to keep an eye on things. It's kind of what I feel like right now as a spectator. And if you'd like to talk to me, just log on to the social stream. And I'll be more than happy to talk with you. Got any questions or you want to shout out or something of that nature? Just let me know. Lovely day here in San Francisco. Beautiful weather as usual. About 60 degrees, 55, 60 degrees. Slight breeze. But it beats the snow and crap that's going on everywhere else, I would imagine.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Here we go.
We're going to start some speakers soon. If you talk to me about speaking, come talk to me again so we can line up. We got one.
Hey, Rachel.
How are you?
Pretty good. Was hanging out with Dave yesterday. Dave Whitaker.
Oh yeah, where at?
Over at City College.
Oh, how's that going? They got one of their demands, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent.
That was pretty good. It was nice to see the students getting it together.
Yeah.
I was glad to be there.
Yeah, good. Well, thanks for doing it.
Let me get up here. We got more speakers. About ready to take off here. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, sorry about the other day. Yeah, I was. I just don't like being told to shut up. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to gather around here and start
has gone on, I've had dozens and dozens of jobs. And no one ever once asked to see my honorable discharge. And I kind of fear saying that in a public spot because somebody out here is spying on us for the government, and they're going to go back and say this nuts telling people you don't need an honorable discharge. But it's to my own detriment that I have one. Because I've gone the rest of my life living with having done the wrong thing out of that fear. I had some plan what I was going to say, but here I am telling you that I'm bummed about it. But I want to say how thankful I am there are people in the world like Daniel Ellsberg and Bradley Manning and all those really, truly courageous patriots. And thank you for listening to me. All right.
All right.
Next, we're going to have Marianne Thomas from World Can't Wait.
We need someone to hold the bullhorn. No, I don't think so.
You gotta hold it.
Can you hear me now?
Ouch!
Do I need to cut down how loud I'm speaking?
No!
I don't think so. Sorry about that. You're just going to have to listen to me be loud. One of the things I want to... I'm Marianne Thomas with World Can't Wait. World Can't Wait is stopping the crimes of our government. Drones, torture, 100 things, 1,000 things. The courage to resist is like super important in all of this. One of the things that the previous speaker was mentioning that needed to have the courage to stand up. There is a video called Sir No Sir about how the military did stand up. Pieces, areas where they would not bomb, they would not do this. And one of the things that we need to as individuals, if we're in contact with someone in the military, is talk to them about what they actually can do where they are and how we all need the courage to stand up and risk. I'm employed by the federal government and I speak out all the time. One of the strange things about it is they can't fire me. I mean, I got a union that says, you know, I can say anything I want on my lunch break, my coffee time, whatever. And we get cowed by this, not the administration, but by our society. Our society is making us cowards. And we have to, as individuals, stand up and speak out. So, that's not my talk. That's not my 3 minutes. Sorry about that. I wrote some things down. Nobody is really, you all know who Bradley Manning is. You're here because you know who Bradley Manning is. The whistleblower, the hero. I'd like to hear mic check.
Mic check.
Bradley, hero 3 times. Bradley, hero. Bradley, hero. Bradley, hero. We know of the horrors. Shoot, we also know about the win. But not until the release of collateral murder videos from the Apache helicopter could we really help the public to understand. How many of you had seen collateral murder? Google it, or search the web. YouTube it. It's out there. World Can't Wait. It's on our website. Probably hidden way down now, but collateral murder is the murder of Iraqis by American soldiers. And it's one of the things Bradley is accused of releasing. And accused is not the appropriate word. Because It is a wonderful thing that it was released. It is not an accusation. It is an honor that it was released. World Can't Wait's unique voice is our clear-eyed, non-evasive, squarely looking at the crimes of this government in their true horror. But we don't just see the horror. We see and call on others to rise up and resist and stop them. It's happened in the past, and it needs to happen now. It being rising up and protesting. There have been successful protests in the past. This is small. We need large, but we just need the courage to keep going on. It will grow. We had Occupy. We will get the energy of Occupy again. Dangers when people are quiet or paralyzed, cowed and complicit, and the crimes go on and on. You can usually tell something about the character of a society by the kind of military force it wields. Look at the kinds of weapons created and used by the U.S. Poison gas in World War I. Nukes in World War II. Napalm against the Vietnamese people. White phosphorus in the Gulf War. These technologies are so heinous that at least millions of people recoiled and removed their support from the imperialist belligerents. And now, we have killer drones. The Reaper, the Predator, the Global Hawk. Murder by drone is a strategy, and it's made in America. So, justice for Bradley Manning. 3 times! Justice for Bradley Manning! Justice for Bradley Manning! Justice for Bradley Manning! Thank you. Ow!
Hello, everyone. If you can we shift this way a little bit to give the people setting up those tents a little bit of room? That'd be great. And then we're going to have Francis from VFP play a couple songs. There's plenty of room over here. It's really empty.
This is a song written by Celeste Giovanni. America's Foreign Policy is called Conquer the World. Get out of the way, boys. Get out of the way.
Well, hopefully you'll be distracted.
You better watch what you say, boy. You better watch what you say. We've come in your harbor and tied to your port. Our pistols are hungry, our tempers are short. So bring your daughters around to the fort. 'Cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world. We pick and choose as we please, boys. Pick and choose as we please. Let's get down on your knees, boys. Let's get down on your knees. We're hairy and horny and ready to shock. And we don't give a damn if you're an Arab or black. Just take off your clothes and lie down on your back. 'Cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world. Our boots are needing a are needing a shine, but our Coca-Cola is fine, boys. Our Coca-Cola is fine. We've got to protect all our citizens there, so we'll send a battalion for everyone there, and maybe we'll leave in a couple of years, 'cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world. And dump the Arabs in a pile, boys. Dump the Arabs in a pile. You better wipe off that smile, boys. You better wipe off that smile. We'll step through the streets of the cities we've wrecked. We'll find you a leader that you can elect. Those treaties we signed were a pain in the neck. 'Cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world. And please stay off of the grass, boys. Please stay off of the grass. Here's a kick in the ass, boys. Here's a kick. We'll knock down your doors, we don't bother to knock. We've done it before, so why all the shock? We're the biggest and toughest kids on the block. 'Cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world. And clean the johns with a rag, boys. Clean the johns with a rag. If you like, you can use your flag, boys. If you like, you can use your flag. We've got too much money, we're looking for toys. And guns will be guns, and boys will be boys. But we'll gladly pay for all we destroy. 'Cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world. And when we butchered your son, boys, when we butchered your son, have a stick of our gum, boys. Have a stick of our bubble gum. We own half the world, oh say can you see? And the name for our profits is democracy. So like it or not, you will have to be free. 'Cause we're the cops of the world, boys. We're the cops of the world.
So what are we going to do?
I probably won't be able to make it, but I just have to
Can we rescue? What are the seals?
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, I mean, maybe for a press conference, but yeah, I mean, the chamber is really difficult to shoot in this area.
Hi there. Can everybody hear me? No. Hey there. Can everybody hear me now? Yeah. Good. I'm glad to hear it. My name is Rainey Reitman. I am one of the founders and steering committee members of the Bradley Manning Support Network. When we got started, we were literally just 15 15 people who didn't know each other, who connected on a website and said, we've got to do something about Bradley Manning. People need to hear his story. People need to understand that this guy's in prison. And at the time, there were really not very many news stories about him at all. And we didn't have anybody like Courage to Resist. And we didn't really have any kind of particular structure. And we didn't have a bank account. I look back at those days and I am just filled with incredible wonderment that today we have 70 different protests in 70 cities all over the world, that we have managed to do fundraising to cover all of Brad's legal expenses up until now. One of the tactics that the United States government is using to deal with the quote-unquote Bradley Manning problem is pushing his trial off again and again and again and again. Every time they do that, they hope, well, maybe this time the American public won't notice. Maybe it won't hit the newsstands. Maybe journalists won't cover the issue. And perhaps we won't be able to fundraise to continue to cover the exorbitant legal costs that we're trying to pull together so that Brad's family doesn't have to mortgage their home in order to make sure that he has top-notch legal counsel throughout this entire trial. And I have been so impressed that even though we are a couple years into this battle, we're still able to energize and engage people all over the world to show up to events like this and to continue to promise and pledge to make sure that we'll be able to ensure that we have enough funding to make sure that Brad has complete legal costs covered as he moves forward into this trial. So thank you guys for coming here today about that. So I'm sure Jeff and others will have other things to say, but I'm sorry, I'll talk a little louder, lady and cat. But I do want to say that up until now, we have been trying to do coverage of Manning's pretrial hearings in our website, bradleymanning.org. Now you might think, well, why do we need to do this coverage of the pretrial hearings? It's in these pretrial hearings that it is decided who is going to be allowed to be presented as a witness during the court-martial, what kind of evidence will be allowed to be presented, what kind of arguments will be allowed to be made during the actual court-martial. So even though Brad hasn't gone to court yet, and even though he hasn't technically had his trial, he's had a series of administrative pre-trial hearings. And in each of these hearings, the defense has argued to ensure that evidence that shows that Bradley Manning was acting out of his conscience, that the proof that Manning was making decisions in order to bring the general public more information about how their government is operating and to blow the whistle on war crimes can be submitted in the court-martial itself. And what we have found is it's been a very difficult and frustrating legal battle. We've had a few wins, we've had a few losses. You can find out about some of those on our website. But in particular, whether or not we're able to go to court and argue that yes, Bradley was acting out of his conscience, and yes, that should affect both how he has found guilty or not guilty in the quote-unquote aiding the enemy charges, and that should be able to affect whether or not he has certain sentences, is something that we're actually going to fight and decide in large part before he ever walks into a courtroom for his court-martial. And that's why it's so important that we ensure that there are journalists covering these pretrial hearings, that they aren't just swept under the rug and ignored until the actual court-martial date. Because by the time the court-martial rolls around, it'll be too late. Now is when we really need public attention on the issue. The only other things I kind of wanted to say are, again, you can find us on bradleymanning.org. I really encourage you guys to get involved with the organization now. We have a great need to do public awareness now. It's so important, not only for Bradley Manning, but for every whistleblower that comes in the future, post-Bradley Manning, that they know that if you're willing to stand up and speak the truth about the United States government and expose war crimes such as the treatment of prisoners in Guantanamo, the shooting of journalists, as we saw in Collateral Murder, and the imperialism of the United States government, which was shown so clearly by the various cables that were released. If you're willing to do that, there will be a worldwide outcry for your support, and we will all work hard to ensure that you don't waste away in prison without a fair trial and without adequate public support. So please get involved, visit the website, friend us on Facebook, and please consider a donation. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Rainey. So next, I'm going to bring up Emily Yates from Iraq Veterans Against the War. And she's going to sing a couple songs and speak on behalf of IVAW.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily. And I support Bradley Manning because I worked in Army Public Affairs and I saw the lengths to which the military was willing to go to make the wars look really good for all the people back here who, aren't being bombed. And I just felt, I don't know, I felt really shitty about that every day that I had to do it. And so I'm here to say right now that anybody who has the courage to stand up and say they're not going to do that, I support that because I support that because somebody needs to, right?
All right.
And also, so I'm a member of Iraq Veterans Against the War. I did 2 tours in Iraq with the 3rd Infantry Division, and I feel like right now is a more important time than ever to be banding together with our Iraqi and Afghan brothers and sisters who are here in the Bay and all over the place, but especially those who are here in the Bay, because they're the ones who are being forgotten in all of this, and it's really important, even though our government is telling us that these wars are over or ending, that we don't forget that the wars aren't over or ending for anybody in Iraq or Afghanistan, and they're not ending for any of the people that were drone bombing in Pakistan and Yemen and Somalia and everywhere else. So yeah, I'm gonna play you a couple songs. I'm gonna tune real quick.
Sorry, it's sunny.
While she's tuning, I just want to say there's a string of pictures over there if you haven't seen them yet. We have an online petition. It's a photo petition, so you take a picture with a sign that says I am Bradley Manning, and that's you can upload it on im.bradleymanning.org. And there's people from all over the world who've done it, so I'd encourage that. And yeah, check out the pictures. People from all over the place.
All right, this is called the Foreign Policy Folk Song. All right. So you're our brave new leader. You're gonna run our country. But before you get started, there's something you should know. We've built a reputation to take over every nation. And if they try to stop us, we'll bomb their country. Just bomb their country. Just bomb their fucking country. Kill all of their children and destroy their infrastructure. Just bomb their country. Beholden all their history. then take all of their resources and bomb, 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 bomb their country. Now you might think this tactic is a little bit misguided, and that your loyal citizens will certainly deride it, but just say it's liberation, it's for their own protection, and while they're all protesting, we will bomb, 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 bomb those countries. Just bomb their country, just bomb their fucking country. Kill all of their children and destroy their infrastructure. Just bomb their country, put holes in all their history, then take all of their resources and bomb, 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 bomb their country. And if anybody questions all these actions that you take, remind them that their freedom is certainly at stake. There is no other option for peace and harmony. To make the world more safe, we have to bomb, 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 bomb some countries. And don't you ever worry about no double standards. Nobody back home will care just where our troops have landed. And if anybody notices we've never been invaded, just go ahead and say it's 'cause we bomb, bomb, bomb all those countries. Just bomb their country, just bomb their fucking country. Kill all of their children and destroy their infrastructure. Just bomb their country, put holes in all their history, then take all of their resources and bomb, 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 bomb their country. Just throw them all in prison and then bomb, 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 bomb their country. Alright, thanks guys. So yeah, we shouldn't bring other people. That's the moral of that story. And on a more general level, I wrote this other song. It's a more generalized public service announcement. In 20 odd years of living, I've had the chance to learn some of life's lessons, like when you go outside, wear pants. I've given quite a bit of thought to our statutes and laws, but there's one simple principle that supersedes them all. It's try not to be a dick. Cover your mouth when you sneeze so others don't get sick. Stay out of the fast lane if you're driving slow. It won't always be easy 'cause other drivers suck, I know. Just try not to be a dick. When you stand on the escalator, would you please step to the right, so that if I need to pass you, we won't have to fight. The concept's pretty simple, a child could comprehend, that you should turn your blinker on before you round the bend, and try not to be a dick. Cover your mouth when you sneeze so others don't get sick. Stay out of the slow lane if you want to pass. I'm here to take it easy, man, so please stay off my ass and try not to be a dick. So I wrote a verse after my friend Scott over there was hit in the head by a propellant by the Oakland Police Department. I wrote a verse for Occupy.
Bravo!
Here it goes. When your peace
peacefully assembling in a public place, and the cops come to disperse you with their tear gas and their mace. The urge to fight against them will be quite strong, but instead of violence, let's just sing this song. Say, try not to be a dick. Put away your pepper spray and your big nightsticks. Remember, we're just people trying to get by. So think ahead before you let those rubber bullets fly. And try not to be a dick. It's all about the trying, right? Like, I think Bradley Manning was seriously trying not to be a dick when he published all that information on behalf of all of us. So it's all about the trying. So if you're one of those people, as all of us can be, kindly take a minute and lend your ear to me. You don't have to be perfect, neither do I. All that we can really do is give it a try, and try not to be a dick. Cover your mouth when you sneeze so others don't get sick. Stay out of the fast lane if you are driving slow. It won't always be easy because other drivers suck, I know. Just try not to be a dick. You sing now. Try not to be a dick. All together. Try not to be a dick at work. Try not to be a dick or at home. Try not to be a dick to other countries. Try not to be a dick and call it patriotism. Try not to be a dick in public. Try not to be a dick. All the ladies sing it. Try not to be a dick. Now all the guys. Try not to be a dick. Sounds so bassy. Try not to be a dick. One more time all together. Try not to be
Lovely. Congratulations.
Sorry, I lost my hat there. Next we're going to bring on Jeff Patterson from Courage to Resist and the Bradley Manning Support Network.
I'm not going to be able to stay here much longer. They're going to be shutting down meeting service on Market, and I'd like to be able to get home. So I'm going to be here for about another 10 minutes.
First, I wanted to people's attention to all those photos that are hung out over there. I am Bradley Manning.org for 2 years now. We've received thousands of photos. So last week we went through and picked the ones that we thought sort of represented those photos and hung them across. We just want to make sure we're trying to build a grassroots campaign to support Bradley, trying to engage people in various ways. And that's how we ended up with 70 events around the world. That's like 70, not 17 or anything like that. 70, and that's impressive for an Oakland-based operation. You know, I got involved with military law when I was court-martialed for refusing to deploy to Iraq after the military unfairly, in my opinion, denied my conscientious objector application. They told me that I was insincere, and so every day since then I've been trying to prove them wrong. So I appreciate their kick in the ass, motivating me to do something with my life for the first time. I got involved with this case 2.5 years ago. like Rainey said, we had a website, we had a bunch of people from around the world, we didn't know each other. And in those last 2.5 years, we made a promise to Bradley and his family that we would pay the entire legal bill for any legal team that he chose. And that was a lot. That was a big statement from somebody who had like $17 in our bank account. But we did it. We did it because of people like you donate. We had 16,500 people have donated to Bradley's Defense Fund. I know some of you are here today. We have raised almost $1 million. $1 million used to be a big amount of money. But is it all going to the fucking lawyers? A lot of it is. A lot of it is going to the fucking lawyers. However, a lot of it is going to support this campaign. So we have people interaging with the media day in and day out. Because of our media relations guy, I just got interviewed live on MSNBC down the street here to talk about this event and other events going around the world. We can support our organizer, Michael Thurman here, doing his work in the Bay Area. We have Emma Cape doing the international organizing. We have a web developer making sure the website is up to date. And we have hackers trying to take us out every day. We have right-wing hackers, not from China, but from right here in the United States, trying to take us down every day. And we need that guy to keep us up. So all that stuff, a full-time effort. Next week, Bradley Manning will again be in the courtroom there. And we've been sitting behind him, 5 feet behind him for every single hearing. And he knows about our support for him. And that's why he looks hopeful. And he looks like he's looking forward to the fight of the court-martial, the fight of his life, because he knows he has millions of people around the world that support him. And he couldn't face that without us and without you to have his back. So we're going to keep fighting until Bradley Manning's free. We are facing off against literally the FBI, the NSA, the State Department, all the resources of the military prosecutors, and that's pretty challenging. And unless we had the support of people like you, we wouldn't have a shot in hell. But we do have a shot because we're going to keep going until we win. We only have to win one of these arguments, and Bradley Manning will be freed. I don't know if that's going to be this year or next year, or it's going to be 2 or 3 years from now, but I am not going to let Bradley Manning spend the rest of his life in prison, and I'm confident that the people of America will not let a young man who is doing nothing more than trying to do the right thing in a crazy illegal war spend the rest of his life in prison. And let's put that in the context. Two weeks ago, the U.S. government came to an agreement with the international bank HSBC for money laundering. They were money laundering for North Korea, for terrorists, for drug cartels. They ended up paying $2 billion in the settlement, but not one banker went to jail. That's right. Not only are they too big to fail, the U.S. government said they were too big to jail. Right. Now, let's talk about Bradley Manning, 22 years old, an Army intelligence analyst doing his job, watching horrific things, and coming to the idealistic, maybe naive conclusion that the world needed to see these wrongdoings, and putting his life on the line to share that information with the world. Not one person was harmed, not one person was hurt, and yet Bradley Manning is facing life in prison. That is an injustice, and we are not going to give up until that injustice is wrong. Thank you for being out here as one of 70 different cities around the world. Thank you. Free Bradley Manning! 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 Okay, next we're going to have Art Scott from the Persico. There we go. From the San Francisco 99% Coalition.
All right.
Thank
Thank you, Michael. In a related issue to indefinite detention, Bradley Manning's been in indefinite detention for 1,000 days. There is provision in our law now that will allow the government to detain any of us indefinitely. But there is a movement, there's a grassroots movement around this country to push against that, and that's promoted by the Bill of Rights Defense Committee and San Francisco 99% Coalition locally. On Tuesday in San Francisco, there was a resolution before the Board of Supervisors they're going to vote on against indefinite detention. And it's something that we can all support. So if you want to support that, come to the San Francisco Board of Supervisors Tuesday the 26th, about 4 o'clock, and you can be a part of making San Francisco the 18th city in this country to vote against the indefinite detention provisions of the NDAA. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Next we're going to have Dolores come up and do a WikiLeaks hula song. Then we have 2 more speakers after that, and we're done.
You know Code Pink? Yay! Here we are. Code Pink is fighting for all good issues. All of them. So can I invite some of you up here? Can I invite some of the Code Pink women up here?
Here's the mic. Here's the mic.
Code Pinkers up here.
Okay. Now I heard this song. It's a Hawaiian song, and some of you may know it. It's actually Hukila. And what I heard when I heard Hukila was WikiLeaks. So I wrote this song. Can you get up here? No?
Go Pink on stage!
Sorry.
Was that necessary? Was it appropriate? There's 3 of them. Here we are, Dolores.
All you have to do is this. Okay, just do this.
You gotta keep your fingers closed.
This, and at the end of the song, just holler, "Free Bradley Manning." Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it. You know it. Everybody's
Use the mic.
WikiLeaks.
Mic is not working.
It is.
Get your lips right on it.
Close.
Okay, let's start again. Everybody's free WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks. Bradley Manning is my hero now, 'cause he leaked to WikiLeaks. Now telling the truth is not a crime, but Bradley's in jail and he's doing time. Gotta get him now so he can leak to WikiLeaks. Now we never torture, that's what they say. So why did they take Bradley's clothes away? Gotta get him out of prison now, so he can link some more to WikiLeaks right now. Free Bradley Manning!
You couldn't have got here earlier.
Thank you, Dolores. Next, we're gonna have Bill Fight from Veterans for Peace, and then we're gonna have Ken Roger finish us out. The song.
Hello everybody, thanks for coming. Before you leave here today, I'd like you to take a look at this memorial over to your left. It commemorates the members of the Abraham Lincoln Brigade. I'm happy to say Veterans for Peace were part of the groups that have that here. The Abraham Lincolns were part of a group of an international brigade that went to Spain to try to help protect the new democracy in Spain, to fight the fascists. And they came from all parts of the country, leftists, radicals, communists, socialists, and even liberals. So take a few minutes to take a look at that. It's pretty much disappeared in history. People are trying to bring it back. Research it tonight on the net. There's a lot of information about it. Everybody should know. When I need a little uplift of courage, I often think of Bradley Manning. When I served in the Navy, I had a top secret security clearance. I was in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, before it became a torture chamber. And when I think of what he did, to take all that information on a disk, get up off his desk to releasing it, knowing full well the hammer of authorities were going to come down on him. I wasn't surprised when they put him in solitary confinement. I wasn't surprised when they tried to kept him up all night, suicide watch, lights on, music, sexual harassment, trying to break him so that he could turn in Julian Assange. They wanted to. So they did this for a long time, and it wasn't until there was an outrage from the whole world that they finally released him from solitary confinement. He was asked one time if he regretted what he'd done. And he said no. He said the only regret that he would have if this disappeared from an issue, that people would hear this for 3 days and then it would disappear. So we are Oakland, we are San Francisco, we're the Bay Area. People from around the world look to us for leadership. They look to us for organization. They look to us to keep the message going for Bradley Manning. So it's up to us, a small number, one day, growing all the time. Don't let this disappear. Daniel Ellsberg would be the first one to tell you that the difference between Bradley Manning and his situation was that members of that generation, the Black Panthers, Chicago 7, they all had civilian support. They were arrested on civilian law. Bradley's in there on the military law. It's a much different situation. He doesn't have the access to popular media. He doesn't have the access to day-to-day access to the powerful television news. He's being ignored as much as they can. So it's up to us to make sure this doesn't happen. Because not many people know about the Abraham Lincoln Brigade. These were brave, courageous people. Many of them were killed. They weren't trained. They were civilians that went to protect the democracy. Spain lost that democracy to the fascists, to Franco, for several generations. If we don't keep Bradley Manning's story public, demanding his justice and release, Bradley Manning's situation will disappear into obscurity until another generation decides that they need to revisit it. Whatever happens to Bradley Manning, what he did and the information is out there, it's public, it can be researched for the rest of time. So keep the message out there, keep working, and free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning! Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning! Free Bradley Manning!
Free Bradley Manning!
Okay, now we're going to close out with Jan Roger from Sacramento Peace Action.
Hello, I'm Jen Rover from SAC Peace Action. I just also want to add that I'm a history teacher, public high school history teacher, and every day the first thing I tell the kids is the textbook over there is bullshit, and we're going to read Zen, if you can read it. So, and I support Bradley Manning because he's doing something that I wish I could do. And he's put his life on the line to free us all from the increasing tyranny that's occurring by corporations such as ExxonMobil that just made $7 billion in profits last quarter. So it's all about the money, and we're all been victims all along, or in the climate, in the world, because of the corporations, and the corporations are why Bradley Manning's sitting in jail, and this is why we go to war. So, got to look and see who the enemy is. Here we go, enough of that. This song has a little refrain. It's called the Tour song. And it says, what is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah, which comes out of the Torah. I found that on Wikipedia. It must be true. What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah.
Everybody.
Sing along if you like. Hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. 500,000 people in the Warsaw ghetto, closed from the world by walls and guards. 1 million died from murder and starvation. Smuggling food from the outside kept them alive. I have to say this part comes from Pastor Niemöller. But I did not speak when they came for the communists. I did not speak for trade unions. I did not speak for the Jews because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. 500,000 people in the Plaza ghetto, closed from the world by wolves and guards. 1 million died from murder and starvation. Smuggling food from the outside keeps them alive. But I did not speak when they came for the communists. I did not speak for trade unions. And I did not speak for the Palestinians. Then they came for me. There was no one left to speak for me. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. I did not speak when they brushed off the homeless. I did not speak for the veterans of peace. I did not speak for those condemned to die. And then they came for me. Guess what? There was no one left to speak for me. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. What is hateful to you? Do not do to your neighbor. That is the whole of the Torah. That is the whole of the Torah. That is the whole of the Torah. Thank you.
All right, before we leave, I mentioned money, and somebody reminded me that I still have to raise $250,000. So I'm not expecting $250,000 out of you guys, but we got 70 cities, and we got you, and we got 69 other cities, and I still got 3 months or so before the trial starts. Here's a good hat. I'm gonna take this hat, I'm gonna walk around. Please donate to the Bradley Manning Defense Fund. Checks, tax deductible. We're a 501c3. The IRS does harass us every year, but we still keep beating them off, so it's still legit. So anyways, please support Bradley. If you can donate, if you've already donated, you can't, thanks anyways. Online, credit card, all that stuff, bradleymanning.org. Let's free Bradley Manning.
Yeah, free Bradley Manning. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm going to wind it up here because this live streamer has to go use the bathroom. Anyway, this is Freeman Sullivan. So glad you could join us. I check the website activiststream.com for more information. You can tweet me at freemansullivan, and I'll be glad to speak with you if you'd like to talk. And if you have an event here in the San Francisco Bay Area, a political event that you would like for me to live stream, tweet me at Freeman Sullivan or Google me Freeman Sullivan, and I'll be happy to come out and live stream your event. This is Freeman Sullivan signing off. Y'all have a great Saturday and a great weekend. Bye-bye.